My name is Shamaine Kunda Dambuza, and this is my dissertation project on human dependency on technology. Terry Tucker, in her book Alone Together, says that technology helps us control and manage life stresses, but it also creates anxieties of its own. Anxieties that include multitasking, boredom, and the worst of all, fear of missing out. Most people perceive new technology and advancements in technology as a better way to communicate, and have said that it has created intimacy with people who are far away from each other. But the question is, have human beings become dependent on technology? Have we become addicted to technology? I went around in Middlesex University to find out what people would prefer, going 72 hours or 24 hours without internet, and here's what they had to say.
No, I don't think so, because typically I'm like a very busy person and all my data is in my phone, so I just kind of need it because otherwise I'll just forget. And I just need my phone to access everything, so not to forget anything that has been happening through the day and that I have to do during the day. Otherwise it would be pretty much like, in the end of the day, oh, you lazy ass, you can't remember anything.
What about the internet? Can you go 24 hours or 72 hours without accessing the internet?
Well, actually that's a funny thing. When I was 18, I managed to do it for 2 months. I was a true hero. So I think that I can do it for a day, but like I said, I'm usually like quite busy, so I don't think that after that day I would be able to manage it.
I think I would manage to live without it, but it's I will be missing a really huge part of my daily life, and yeah, I usually like use it a lot for knowing how to use transport or knowing the bus times and everything. So it would be really inconvenient, but I could do it without it.
Hours or 48 hours without internet, and if so, if no, then why?
I can go without 24 hours because I need internet to stay connected with my friends, family, and to do my work.
Okay. So I got 4 students from Middlesex University to participate in this project, and they 2 went 24 hours and the other 2 went 72 hours without using their phone or the internet. The trick was they thought that they were just doing this project on just going without their phones or without using the internet, but I wanted to show the human dependency on technology. So I trusted them to go 24 hours or 72 hours without using their phones. I didn't have a mobile tracker on them, or neither did I have cameras following them, but they did video diaries showing their days, and this is what they had to say.
Like 6,000 words and
This is my first video of my day without internet. Generally we don't have internet at home, or if we do it's very weak. Connectivity issues. So not having internet isn't that big of a deal for me, and I don't have a smartphone, which I've been used to for a while. So I don't rely on the internet that much, and if I really do, then I can go into uni and use it. But currently I'm just doing my uni readings, some assignment, and yeah, I'll do a second video in 3 hours and see how it's going.
So I just woke up and okay, so yeah, the first thing that I usually do when I wake up is check my phone or check my WhatsApp, my Viber, and my Facebook. yeah, especially today because I know I have a presentation on Wednesday and we've not rehearsed it, so I'm sure my group under the set something I can't open it. Yeah, so this is my first entry to date and it is around 8 in the morning. So I'm making breakfast. Not breakfast, but like food. What do I want? I want I make pasta. And add some pasta sauce. Paste whatever to it. And enjoy. Don't need the internet for that. Yeah. So 10 a.m. and the weather is looking terrible, but I have to get ready for school. School's at to be in class at 2:30. So that's time. That time. So that's okay. Okay, so I'll check back in at 12. Yeah. Yeah, so cool.
This is video number 2 of the day. I'm pretty pissed off because I was supposed to be waiting for a package that was supposed to arrive, and they said they would arrive between 9 and 12 and it hasn't. It's 3 o'clock now and I've been waiting for the package the whole day. I've wasted the entire day. I was planning on going to uni because it reached a situation where I desperately needed the internet because I need to check what's on for tomorrow, my subjects. And now I can't do that because it takes me at least an hour and a half to get to uni. 3 hours later and it looks like I need some internet. Yep, next update in 3 hours.
And I'm just getting ready just getting ready for school, just putting together the documents. Yeah, did some reading, listen to some music. It's hard not going on Facebook and stuff, because I waste a lot of time there just going through my newsfeed, looking at memes and vines, not actually even talking to people. But yeah, so I'm just preparing some stuff for my art class at 2:30. Then I'll head to school at like 2. Yeah, or earlier actually, because I'm not doing anything at home. So yeah.
So I went to it's 7 o'clock now. I went to the cyber cafe and found that it was closed. Luckily I got a friend's number and I was able to call her and ask what the requirements for class tomorrow were, which was lucky enough. So it turns out it is possible to go a whole day without using the internet, not too difficult at all. However, had it been a situation where I had an assignment to submit, which with all my subjects it requires that they be submitted online, I'd be in a very difficult position because it would have to have been done, and in that sort of case I wouldn't have been able to survive without the internet. But yeah, luckily I was able to go full day, no internet.
Late, needed to email someone, didn't get a chance to do that. Yeah, I'll check back in 2 hours. Yeah, I'm late for school. Needed to email someone. I have my things printed out and yeah, pretty disorganized. So I got bored and decided to sleep for like an hour. I'll wake up and probably eat my dinner and go through my notes for the presentation. And do some of my design work. But yeah, it's like 8:13 now. And so I'll check back in like 10 or 11. I'm about to go to sleep.
About to go to sleep. It's around, what time is it? It's 12. I've been asleep the whole time. But yeah, it's been an interesting day. I've learned how difficult it is to live without internet. It's not easy. It was really challenging. I mean, also considering the fact that it's not just me, like it's not just me using the internet, like it's not necessarily that I need it all the time, but like it's the way that the world communicates, like how university tells us what to do, how people communicate. Like people don't even use phones anymore, like calls or text, like the email, like Facebook and all the events that happen. I mean, that's how you keep up to date with things, how you know what's going on. So I mean, when you don't have internet, you're very much out of the loop and you're very, yeah. But I wouldn't say it was that difficult. Like if I didn't have any university work or anything like that, I don't think I would have struggled at all. Like it's not something that I desperately need, but it is useful, I would say that. So yeah, I've learned quite a few things over the past day, over the past few hours. Yeah, I mean, also the fact that I might say that I would waste time on the internet doing unnecessary things, going like, as I said, scrolling down my Facebook newsfeed. When the internet's not there, I can still find other ways of wasting time. Like I spent like my whole day asleep when I could have been doing other stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's really interesting.
Well, it's 8 o'clock and by now I'd have normally been using the internet pretty solidly for a couple of hours. The first thing I do when I wake up is look at my phone, check Twitter, read some emails, then I go online with another device and read some news. I can't do that. I'm giving it all up for the day and relying on face-to-face contact and phone calls. It's proving pretty hard at home. Heaven knows what it's going to be like at work. On the tube these days, everybody seems to be looking at a smartphone or a tablet computer, and with Wi-Fi available at stations, I'm finding I'm tweeting every time we stop. Today I can't do that. I've got to rely on my paper, which already feels hours out of date.
The next station is Marble Arch.
At work, it's not so much the internet or email that I'm missing as social media, which is now bound up with everything I do, and I'm not quite sure how to set about my job now without it. It makes life quite relaxing. I've been offline now for 18 hours and I'm feeling isolated, disoriented. Is that normal?
When we become reliant on something, it's like any sort of dependency. When that thing is taken away from us, we can experience problems with our sense of well-being. Well, what we know in psychology is that it's the quality of a human interaction rather than the quantity of human reactions that we have that best predicts our sense of connectedness to other people.
86% of Londoners use the internet. That's the highest figure in the UK. So how would they feel if they were asked to give it up?
Impossible. Yeah.
Why?
I don't think there's a day goes by or even an hour goes by that I don't use the internet.
That's what we do most of the time. Like someone like me, I use the internet all the time. So if I didn't use the internet, I'd probably be out.
What do you miss?
Work, email, communication, surfing the net, knowing what's on.
Well, my self-imposed exile from the web and social media is nearing an end. It's been really hard. I find it almost impossible to function in the way I normally do. There has been an upside. I've spoken more to colleagues and family, and I even got some piano practice in this morning because I wasn't surfing the web. But overall, I just can't wait to get back online.
That was the 24 hours, people, and in this section we'll get to analyze everything that happened and during the 24 hours using theories and what other people wrote in their books, what theorists have said. So the first person we'll look at is PK. This we first see that PK is somehow kind of in denial. In my experience, in my opinion, she was somehow kind of in denial because she talked about how she could go. She concluded saying it turns out you can go 24 hours without internet, but there was a point where she really was like you know, looking for internet, and she also used her phone to you know, try and call a friend to find out, and she was very frustrated with the DHL guy because he couldn't deliver the package, and she had been waiting home. All things that H.D.O.T said in her book, that technology helps us manage life stresses. So she kind of doesn't realize how much technology just like makes her life easier. So in my opinion, she's kind of in denial about that, because she doesn't realize even when she called a friend that was still using technology. Not everything about technology means also advancement in phones, advancement in like ways of communicating, not just on web but also using like mobile phones, amongst other things. And one of the things I also saw about her was she experienced a lot of emotions that weren't like, she didn't experience boredom, but she did mention that she was very frustrated, and you know, she experienced withdrawal symptoms, even though what was very ironic was that she doesn't own a smartphone, but she would experience withdrawal symptoms, and she was really looking for the phone, for internet, though she said that, you know, usually she doesn't have internet on in her house. It just kind of shows us, like, in my head, it just shows us that even sometimes subconsciously we have become so used to like having the internet do things for us, having technology do things for us, that it has just become our norm. Even human intimacy, when someone is a phone call away, that is just something that we have just become used to. You know, it's no longer the days that you know, you go up to someone and ask them for to talk to them, but then nowadays you know, you can just click and it's done. So it makes life very quick. It makes life very quick. And I'm participating in that, which I find there was a really big contrast between the two. Unlike PK, Linda, who did the second 24-hour video diary, she kind of was accepted it and said, okay, look, it was very hard, and she realized her dependency on internet and technology. She said when she woke up, she said, okay, I usually wake up and see my phone. I look at my phone and I see how I check what's happening on WhatsApp, on Facebook and stuff like that. So it kind of just makes it more easier, because she actually accepts that she's actually dependent from the get-go. And then when we see in the after her secondary entry, she talks about how she's experiencing fear of missing out, because she's talking about how her some of her classmates are meeting up, and you know, she's thinking, okay, there's a WhatsApp group, they're probably sending me text messages. And this is something that most people feel every day, withdrawal symptoms. Like in the BBC report, we see that most people were saying that they cannot go 24 hours because they'll miss almost half their lives, that their lives are virtually online and on their gadgets. And this is something that she felt like, okay, I'm missing out on something is not right within me. Even when she did her third diary entry, where she was like, she usually be online, not necessarily doing anything, but just scrolling down on Facebook. And this brings me to Peter Tui's book Boredom Alone Together, in his book Boredom, where he talks about boredom is a very needed emotion, and it helps us save us from ourselves. So sometimes I think in that statement this really applies, because it helps us save us from ourselves, because she was procrastinating. She spent time procrastinating, just looking on Facebook and spending time when she could have been doing something productive. And this is the same thing with the BBC news anchor, who said that, you know, usually in the morning he'd just be on Twitter, but he actually got time to actually look and read a newspaper and also play his piano, which he hasn't played for years, because he was able to have free time. These are things that we don't necessarily do, because we are so used, and we just tap on our phones, and you know, we get so carried away by and get sucked into the life.
So it's Friday morning. It's about 10 a.m. I'm about to get ready to do this challenge and lose no
media, no internet, and no laptops, no TV. So yeah, so far I haven't done any of that, so we'll see how it goes in the next 72 hours. So today's Friday, it's about 5-6 in the evening, and I've been busy today, so I haven't used my laptop to watch TV as I had errands to run. But I think that I'll say I used as WhatsApp. It is hard to, you know, try not to talk to people, I guess. But I'm on my way out again to choir, so I'll be there for a while. So I doubt today I'll use any more electrical stuff. So yeah. So it's Saturday morning. I'm ready. I'm just going to church today. So, but recap on Friday. The only thing I used was WhatsApp again, and otherwise I wasn't so bad. I didn't watch TV and I didn't use my laptop, and I tried my best to stay away from my phone. But other than that, I was quite busy, so I didn't have time to really be on my phone. So yeah, it was alright. So we'll see how today goes. So it's Saturday evening. It's about, I'd say about 5 right now. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock, and today I've been good. I haven't been on my phone for, well, I guess I was at church today, and I didn't use anything else, so today was good. And I'm just about to go to a birthday meal, so I think I won't be using anything there. So it's Sunday morning. I've only got about, I'm not sure, but I'll finish this challenge tonight, this evening. But so far it's hasn't been so bad. I have managed to stay away from TV. It was really hard, and I have also managed to stay away from my laptop, obviously, and only just today that I needed to do some schoolwork, so that's the only time I've actually used my laptop. And Friday was good overall because I wasn't at home the whole day. Basically, I had multiple different things to do. And Saturday I was at church most of the day, and then I went home to a birthday meal. So that helped to stay away from, it was a distraction, so I can actually, and then, but it was also good because then I could interact with people and not be on my phone at the party as I always am sometimes. So we'll see how today goes. I've only just used my laptop to do some work, and also over the weekend I was using WhatsApp, so that was kind of hard because I needed to communicate with people. That was one hard thing, so yeah. So it's Sunday, it's about 6 p.m. now, and today's been quite sunny. So the only thing, I used my laptop in the morning, and then I went out. I tried to do other things instead of just staying in and using my stuff. So I went out for a run and for a walk with my family, and then came back home, had dinner. Yeah, that really stayed. The only thing I'd say again I used is WhatsApp. So overall, the only thing that I think I slacked in was just using WhatsApp to talk to people, which was kind of hard, and because I had to meet up with some people, so that was the only hard thing. But otherwise, TV and my laptop, it's alright. But then usually I can go days without using those things. Otherwise, the only time I use it really is when I'm studying my laptop. So, but yeah, overall it was challenging. It wasn't easy, but I did it. So I finished tonight, and I'll be going to bed.
Good morning. So today I'm just going to do a recap of my 72 hours with no forms of media video. This is just a recap looking into the challenges I faced over the 3 days from Friday the 12th of February 2016 to Sunday the 14th. So prior to me starting out this experiment, my phone was acting up and wasn't really charging. So when I went to bed, I thought my phone would not be working by the morning, but unfortunately it worked. So when I woke up, the first thing I did was turn on my phone and went straight onto my morning devotionals. I decided to do the experiment from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the 3 days. So after I'd finished my devotion, I went straight onto WhatsApp, and that's when I realized, I'm supposed to be doing this experiment. So I just switched off my phone quickly, and for the rest of the day I just kept myself busy so that I wouldn't be distracted by my phone, and I didn't watch TV. I don't really watch TV anyways, and I didn't use my laptop either. Saturday morning was really good. Woke up at 7 a.m, prepared myself for church starts around 9 and finishes around 5, so that took up most of my day. And when I got back, I was just in that mindset of not having used my phone, which was really good. So I decided to just clean my room and just distract myself again, keep myself busy. Sunday was the most challenging. I woke up 7 a.m. again, and I just prepared myself for work. So I went to work and I finished around 4. So when I got back, my cousins had come over and they love music and dancing. So we got our phones out and started playing music on YouTube and watching videos. So that was really hard. But overall, I realized that I can live without technology and I can utilize my time.
In conclusion, we see that Amber, who was the first participant for the 72 hours, she talked about how her addiction to WhatsApp, she said that she kept on using her WhatsApp throughout the 72 hours. This just highlighted the issue of human dependency on technology. She was so dependent on using her WhatsApp, but it also shows how human interaction has evolved. She also mentioned how she was able to go for a walk. She had all this free time and spare time to be able to spend with her family. She went to a social gathering and she was able to talk to people rather than being on her phone the whole time. This has been something that has happened, where in social gatherings you see people holding their phones. You see people even when they're supposed to be interacting with other human beings, they're always using their phones. So this just shows how dependent we have been. Some people hide behind their phones, and this just really highlighted how our generation is so used to technology that some people might call their phones their best friend. Second participant, who was H.D.O.T, talked about how when she woke up, the first thing she wanted to do was use her phone, but she let it down because she remembered she was supposed to be doing this project. And it just shows how even the gadgets and technology have become part of our lives. We use our phones to wake us up in the morning, our alarm clocks to remind us what to do. They're sort of like our personal assistants, and this is also the same for online programs as well. And she also mentioned how when her cousins came over to spend time with her, they went on YouTube to find music, and they also went online to watch movies. Just showed how human interaction has also become dependent on technology, that even us humans, we encourage each other to become dependent on technology, that we tell each other, oh, have you heard about this new app? Have you heard about this new phone? Have you heard about this new something? It makes life easier, and we encourage each other to become more and more dependent on technology. For me personally, I did this documentary because I realized one day that when I was around a group of my friends, that we were so dependent on technology that even our communication, we communicated better using our WhatsApp or when we were not together than when we were together, because when we are together, we're talking to other people who are not there. So we're always multitasking, as well as so we give partial attention to each other.
So my daughter Rebecca texted me for good luck. Her text said, "Mom, you will rock." I love this. Getting that text, it was like getting a hug. And so there you have it. I embody the central paradox. I'm a woman who loves getting texts, who's going to tell you that too many of them can be a problem. Actually, that reminder of my daughter brings me to the beginning of my story. 1996, when I gave my first TED Talk, Rebecca was 5 years old, and she was sitting right there in the front row. I had just written a book that celebrated our life on the internet, and I was about to be on the cover of Wired magazine. In those heady days, we were experimenting with chat rooms and online virtual communities. We were exploring different aspects of ourselves, and then we unplugged. I was excited. And as a psychologist, what excited me most was the idea that we would use what we learned in the virtual world about ourselves, about our identity, to live better lives in the real world. Now, fast forward to 2012, I'm back here on the TED stage again. My daughter's 20, she's a college student. She sleeps with her cell phone. So do I. And I've just written a new book, but this time it's not one that will get me on the cover of Wired magazine. So what happened? I'm still excited by technology, but I believe, and I'm here to make the case, that we're letting it take us places that we don't want to go. Over the past 15 years, I've studied technologies of mobile communication, and I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, young and old, about their plugged-in lives. And what I've found is that our little devices, those little devices in our pockets, are so psychologically powerful that they don't only change what we do, they change who we are. Some of the things we do now with our devices are things that only a few years ago we would have found odd or disturbing, but they've quickly come to seem familiar, just how we do things. So just to take some quick examples, people text or do email during corporate board meetings. They text and shop and go on Facebook during classes, during presentations, actually during all meetings. People talk to me about the important new skill of making eye contact while you're texting. People explain to me that it's hard, but that it can be done. Parents text and do email at breakfast and at dinner, while their children complain about not having their parents' full attention, but then these same children deny each other their full attention. This is a recent shot of my daughter and her friends being together while not being together. And we even text at funerals. I study this. We remove ourselves from our grief or from our reverie, and we go into our phones. Why does this matter? It matters to me because I think we're setting ourselves up for trouble. Trouble certainly in how we relate to each other, but also trouble in how we relate to ourselves, in our capacity for self-reflection. We're getting used to a new way of being alone together. People want to be with each other, but also elsewhere, connected to all the different places they want to be. People want to customize their lives. They want to go in and out of all the places they are because the thing that matters most to them is control over where they put their attention. So you want to go to that board meeting, but you only want to pay attention to the bits that interest you. And some people think that's a good thing. But you can end up hiding from each other even as we're all constantly connected to each other. A 50-year-old businessman laments to me that he feels he doesn't have colleagues anymore at work.
That seems hard, right? Yeah, the test subject thought so too. Jesus is Lord. I'll edit that out. Yeah. Sherry Turkle in her book Alone Together says that I'll try again. Let me know if you can hear me. Me myself, I'm dependent on technology. I'm using a camera to film this right now. So Sherry Turkle in her book Alone Together says that technology helps us wow. Okay. Wow. You look so miserable. How has it been? How many hours? It's been how many hours since I took?
Like, I can't talk to anyone. I can't organize anything. I can't find out if this person is here, if this person is in the world.
How have you?